Namaskaram girls. Next we will see the last topic of the lesson, effects of the war. They are forming a new geopolitical power alignment. They are joined together. So the world was divided into two. One is from the USA and the USSR. One power is led by the superpower. These two are superpowers. United States and United Union, Soviet, USSR. Socialist Republic. So these two countries becomes superpowers in the world. Again the Europe is divided into communist and non-communist. When you come for nuclear proliferation, they have started to use the nuclear weapons. Both the country by the USA and USSR, they have started to use the weapons. Then international agency, that is by the United States, United Nations, the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund coming into the progress. Colonial power were forced to give the independence to the former colonies in the process of decolonization in India to achieve independence. Then when you come for Holocaust and its followed, after that after Hitler came to the power, the Jews were persecuted. They were not given the equal rights, property rights. They were not given the importance by the Nazis people. So this was completely they were removed the Jews. Jews is a kind of a persons. Like Christian, Muslims, we are saying novels like that. Then they are forming the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So after the Holocaust, so they started to promote the universal respect for the human rights and for the fundamental rights. Fundamental freedom, fundamental rights, all they. So that they are forming to protect the human rights. So they formed a committee with a chairperson as Eleanor Roosevelt. She is the wife of President Franklin Roosevelt. So they formed a commission. At last they formed the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. In this 130 articles was mentioned about the human rights, which was formed on the 10th December 1948. The 90 committees was there to have a discussions regarding the human rights. So since 1948, this Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt in New York, they started to start this one. Okay girls. Next, birth of Israel. News Holocaust. Holocaust means that is Jewish people. They make Israel as a homeland for the Jewish people. Okay girls. So this is the birth of Israel. Next, new international organization order. That is in 1941. The United States and Britain began to consider to the needful for the international cooperation to lead a peaceful life in all the nations in the world. Either it can be financial, economic, whatever may be the problems which was faced by the country can approach the world by the UNO. So many objectives they were prepared. They formed the United Nations, World Bank and the International Monetary Fund with many associated organizations which they have deal. Okay. So next, United Nations, the first initiative United Nations came into from the United States and Britain in 1941, a joint declaration in the Atlantic Charter. They signed in the Atlantic Charter. This declaration was accepted by all the 26 countries which was fighting against the Axis power. Germany, Italy, Japan. So the charter of the United Nations signed on June 26th, 1945. 193 member countries was there, either it is a big or small state, whatever, all are having the equal rights. In this United Nations organization, there were the organs of the United Nations organizations. First one is General Assembly and the second is Security Council. The United Nations, so the principal organ was the legislative, executive and judicial wings. So like that in the civics we study now 3 organ of the government like that. So in the General Assembly, this is each member is represented. They meet once in a year to have a discussions about the conflicts. These are the one for the General Assembly. When you come for the Security Council, they has 15 members. In that one, 5 members are permanent members. The 5 member countries are United States, Britain, France, Russia and China. So when when the problems, anything they are faced, these 5 permanent countries say in particular decides the decision, it's accepted. If any one country is not accepted, it is called as a veto power. So automatically they will come to a conclusion that then only it can becomes taken as steps. So that 10 temporary members who are elected in the rotations, these 2 bodies, General Assembly and the Security Council, it's the legislature. They had a permanent members, the veto powers, all the things they have. Many conflicts, issues are discussed in this one. Next, administrative structure. Here when it comes to UN Secretariat, this is the Secretary General who is elected by the General Assembly on the recommendation of a Security Council. So they runs the United Nations. Next, International Court of Justice. In this International Court of Justice, in this one 15 judges will be there to face the problems, and their headquarters is at Hague in Holland. It's a fully judicial wing. Then European and Social Council. This is only for the economic. It's a 5th organ of the United Nations. It is economic and social work of the United Nations they have to do. So each commissions functioning their development in the Asia, Pacific, West Asia, Europe, Africa and Latin America. They are the organs of the Economic and Social Council. Okay girls. Next, important organs. There are other organs associated with these one. Food and Agriculture Organization FAO, World Health Organization WHO, UNESCO, UN, Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization. These are the special organization funded voluntarily by the member countries. The 2 best one is UNICEF, United Nations Children Fund, which is promoted for the health and welfare of the children. Then UNDP, United Nations Development Program, which is the focus in the development. So next, when you go for the activities of the UNO, the expansion, problems, whatever they're facing regarding the refugee, climate change, gender equality, all is taken into consider into the United Nations. A special mention must be made on the UN peacekeeping. The Indian Army has an important part of the peacekeeping. These are the activities of the UNO. World Bank and the International Monetary Fund both refer to the Bretton Woods Twins, which was established in the 1945. After they had a conference in 1944, it is located in London, in Washington. They have the same members who are the member in the fund. Those who are in the bank, they are the member here. The two main organs of the bank was International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD, then International Development Agency. Together they are referred as the World Bank. The main responsible under Marshall Plan, devastating the war. That is, they should not go for the war. They want to promote the economic development. Then when you come for International Monetary Fund, in this one, they are using the fund for the welfare of the country. Before that, they have to develop the country. IDA also, in development agency, they have to lend money for the government, which was needed for the country. So the rates, they can give the loans, IDA, they can give the loans, everything. So in recent years, the bank is actively promoting the achievement of the Millennium Development Goals. Okay, last International Monetary Fund, this fund was primarily brainchild of Harry Dexter White and John Maynard Keynes, the famous economist. It was formally organized in 1945 with 29 member countries. Now the member countries are 189 countries. The main want to stable the financial development across the world. The main propaganda was a monetary cooperation, expansion of trade and exchange. The fundamental money from its resources to countries facing balance to payments, problems, all these one, it was taken under control. So this is later it becomes unpopular for the people and the country also, so slowly it has done. Post-war welfare states in Europe. So after this war, the main welfare of the people was the report, commonly known as Beveridge Report, which was published in the United Kingdom. They provide serious measurements against the government should adopt to provide citizens adequate income, health, education, housing, employment, overcome poverty, disease, which were major impediments to the general welfare. After the war, the Labour Party was voted into power in Britain. So it is promised to take the steps for the people. Legislation was enacted to provide a comprehensive free health coverage. The children has to benefit with the education, unemployment benefits, free school educations, all the benefits through cash transfer like old age pension, unemployment compensation, or through free service. These are the one after the war. Okay girls, that's all the history lesson 3. Thank you girls.